we think Weglot is the easiest one to use and the most straightforward. So that's the one we've stuck with. My name is Rami. I'm the CEO here at Arch Web Design. So we're a marketing agency for SaaS companies specifically. So we do a lot of things like high converting websites, marketing websites for SaaS companies, and lead generation, basically. So we're also an official Webflow partner. We only develop using Webflow, and we use Weglot for our translation needs whenever that's necessary. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Usually they'll tell us their market. They need, usually clients in Europe, they need different translation services. So they'll tell us, our market speaks Spanish or French or whatever. And we've tried a bunch of different translation tools in the past, including Weglot, and we settled on it because it's the best one in our opinion. So we recommend them to use Weglot, and they usually take our word for it. Yeah, so we've tried a bunch of tools. Probably every tool, every translation tool for Webflow, we've tried it at some point, and we think Weglot is the easiest one to use and the most straightforward. So that's the one we've stuck with. Yeah, it's super easy. You just you add it to the website, you plug the translations into whatever language, and it basically does the rest. There's of course some nuances to the tool, just like anything else that you have to learn, but you get the hang of it pretty quickly. So I personally haven't used it in a few years. I don't do any sort of fulfillment anymore myself. I used to be a developer many years ago, and I remember I used Weglot back then, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say. And I remember even back then it was pretty easy to use, and I know the team now has no issues using it, so I'm sure it's gotten better and more intuitive. I guess again, like I'm not super well versed on the new features that have been put out, but just the ease of use was the main reason why we decided to go with Weglot versus the competitors in the first place. Um, and we also teach our clients how to use it. So that kind of tells you how easy it is to use because, some clients are technical, some clients, are not. So the tool has to be easy to use for them as well. I mean, in Canada, it's probably more important than the States, I would guess, especially, especially in the capital, Ottawa, which is, a big tech hub these days. So having English and French on your website is important for most Canadian websites. I think it's almost mandatory, I would say. Yeah, sure. So this is actually a one-off kind of project. It's not a SaaS company, which is our typical niche. It's actually Canada Games, speaking of Canada. So they're like the Olympics for Canada. And it's a pretty big project. And we've been working with them for probably 3 or 4 years now. And they had a website revamp project that they needed. So we were lucky enough to be able to land that project and be able to partner with them to build it. And of course, they needed a multilingual service to do it in English and French. So yeah, we naturally picked Weglot to use it for, and yeah, it turned out super well, and they're happy with it. They're always going in and adding new changes in there or adding new pages. So of course they have to translate them. So it's just been very easy to use for them and seamless integration. Yeah, great question. So basically what we do is we'll build the website, we'll develop it, do everything up front. And then before we're ready to launch, we'll have a training call with them. So we'll train them on how to use Webflow. And then if they have Weglot on the site, we'll train them on how to log into Weglot and how to play with the translations and the settings and whatever else they might need. So it's the Weglot part usually takes just a few minutes, so it's pretty easy.